So, welcome back. It's Boxing Day. I hope you had a good Christmas. More than likely you've eaten far too much of the wrong sort of food, drank too much of the wrong sort of drink. But it's Christmas, it's a time to let loose. But one thing it does do, doesn't it make you feel exhausted, all that stuff, all that food? But never mind, because I have said that after Christmas we're going to look at healthy diet and how that can affect us. But just quickly, I was having a quick look at the news and a few other items I saw, and this is interesting. We all know fast food isn't good for us and it's not healthy, but at least we know it's not poisonous or contains bad, dangerous chemicals. Because if it did, obviously the government would step in and sort it out. No, that's not true. Because according to The Guardian and a few other articles I've read, they are dangerous for us. You can check USA Today. They say, a new study shows that chemicals known as phthalates, which have been linked to health problems, have been detected in food from popular chains, McDonald's, Burger King, Pizza Hut, yum. Researchers obtained 64 food samples of hamburgers, fries, chicken nuggets, chicken burritos, cheese pizza from these chains. They found that over 80% of the food contained a phthalate called DNBP. Oh, it's only 80% though, isn't it? So that's okay. Food containing meat such as chicken burritos and cheeseburgers had higher levels of these chemicals. So I was trying to find a way of putting myself off eating quite so much junk food as I move into the new year. Because for mental health, I think it really does make a difference. And I've talked to a young man who's named Brad, and he has shone a light on mental health and nutrition for me. He is a really nice chap who suffers with Tourette's, and he said to me by changing his diet and eradicating some of the things, high levels of sugar, he was able to maintain a much better quality of life. And that excited me because I want that as well, and I want that for you. So I want us to look into that together. So we are ingesting chemicals that affect our reproductive system and also cause other disorders and can affect learning as well. So that's not good, is it? These phthalates that we are ingesting and eating and going into our bodies and then into our everything, into our blood, our brain, everything, they have been linked to learning and attention problems in children and more. And there's a lot more to it. So for us lot who suffer with Tourette's and OCD and all of these things, it's a fairly good sign that we need to start to pay a little bit more attention to what we are ingesting because it's affecting us. The majority of people who have been affected by these things in the food are the unemployed and low income people, not the very rich or the extreme overprivileged. It's us lot, basically, us normal people who eat burgers and things like that. So here we are, and this is from the Journal of Food and Law Policy. You can look it up on the internet. For more than a century, the Food and Drug Administration has claimed to protect the public health, us lot. During that time, it has actually been placing corporate profits above consumer safety. Well, there's a surprise, isn't it? So, okay, that's business, isn't it? That's the way it works. But we're the people who are suffering, and we need to start to think about what we're actually putting into our bodies. And it also goes on to say, nowhere is this corruption more evident than in the approval of artificial sweeteners. So again, we need to look at all the food groups of the different things that we're eating and really evaluate what we're doing to ourselves. And more importantly, not just our bodies, our minds. Our minds are the things that I think, from what I've gleaned from talking to other people who are making successes in changing their diet, they're living a better life mentally. And I want to be living that life as well. Just 10% of that I would want. So these food organisations that govern and protect us from eating rubbish, it says here the FDA leaders close ties to the very industry they were supposed to be regulating present a startling picture, ignoring warnings from both independent scientists, that's not their own scientists, that's other ones who've got no bias, they're not being paid by them, they're just being honest, and their own review panels. So they're ignoring their own advice and independent advice. And they're going, nah, it's all right, poison them all. Doesn't matter, we're making money. Well, it's affecting our mental health, and we can change what we do to ourselves. And that's the point of what I'm trying to say here. And the report finishes off by saying, the FDA decision makers let greed guide their actions. Well, that's fair enough. That's what they want to do. But it's affecting us, isn't it? And you can guarantee those people are fairly well off. And they won't be stuffing themselves, especially when they know what's in it, with all the junky fast food. They'll go to their personal chef or their maid and say, can you make me a fresh, proper burger with healthy ingredients in? And I would as well have had that money, or a maid. Definitely prefer one of those than a Burger King. Burger King's nice, isn't it? Really nice. Well, I'm not going to bore you with any more of that science, but one thing's true is it's not good. And we're eating stuff that's not good. There is so much more in that report. I'm going to read some more of this later. Sweeteners, sugars, loads and loads of interesting information about the stuff that we're eating. Some of these things are also partially causes of cancer. So we need to really review what we're doing with our bodies and our minds. So this is only a very quick video. I wanted to say a happy Christmas to you all. I've just given you all that terrible, terrible information. But I don't expect it will hurt if we, carry on eating crap until New Year and then maybe look at it. But when you're on your iPad, your phone, your whatever, just type in something like, poisons in burgers and stuff like that and see what you can find for yourself. Because I'm not going to change my diet and I'm not going to stop eating McDonald's just purely based on the fact that it makes me feel lethargic and fat after I've eaten it. But when I read stuff like that, I am motivated to reduce and to change my diet, mainly because I don't want those negative chemicals. I don't want those effects, those things that are causing my mind to play me up and give me misery and unpleasant sleepless nights of worry, afternoons where I'm complex, having to keep going and regurgitate the same question, do tics and nervous twitches and habits, driving me crazy. If there's a release from that, then I really want to look into it. And I don't think we've got to change our complete diet. I don't think we need to go over the top. But that's a motivation, isn't it? What I've just read. That motivates you to realise that it is actually true that we are eating stuff that is very harmful for us. Please subscribe. The more subscribers I get, the more encouraging it is for me. But definitely another thing I found out is press like. I thought, why? Why press like? If you press like, YouTube sees that people like the video and it will get sent out to more people. I don't get paid or anything for any of this. This channel is very small and has very little impact in the scheme of how many people there are out there. So, thanks for watching and I hope you sleep well tonight. God bless, take care.